iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. It's Mamelodi Sundowns 2, Sekhukhune United 0. I think endukunikile le platform ndithi Mr Nkewu khavele uyiqale nje uselo uhamba naye but ke
Ufuna confuse abantu. I'm not presenting this video, so you're the presenter of this video.
Mr Nkewu besibukele swabile umdlalo.
Sure.
Umdlalo we-Sundowns. Umdlalo ndikena vuza ukuthi lo mdlalo is the same game besibukele on Saturday between Sekhukhune ne-Orlando Pirates, same stadium, but now bebedlala defending champions. There had to be a difference, and the difference was the scoreline this time around. But ukubulisa Mr Nkewu unicela ukuthi ubone njani umdlalo namhlanje.
Dasheni manibulise nami ndibulela ithuba lento ba ndizawukwazi ba ndivakalise uluvo lwami ngomdlalo.
Yeah.
Kuthiwa back by popular demand.
Yes.
Ndiyazinyanzela nami.
Yes.
Ndibulisa nakubantu emakhaya abantu base-KTC ndibakhumbuza bangabaye ukushaya insango. Enkosi kakhulu ngento banisibukele. Ningakulibali into ba ke subscribe ke like kwezi videos. It was a poor game, Dashane, and as you say as well, it's the same game we saw against between the Orlando Pirates and Sekhukhune.
Yeah.
But it was poor on both teams, poor on Mamelodi Sundowns. I think Mamelodi Sundowns are going to be a victim of their own success because of what we expect from them, because of what they've done. They've won the league 8 times in a row, playing a very offensive, dominant style of play. And now they're no longer doing that. And it's very confusing to watch them. And Sekhukhune wanted to defend, and they thought to themselves that, of course, because we defended against Orlando Pirates, maybe that is going to work again this time around. And it did not work. It did not work against Orlando Pirates. It just so happens that Orlando Pirates didn't score the one great opportunity that they had. I want to say something about Coach Miguel Cardoso. I think for me, he's starting to look like someone who knows that his days are numbered. I look at his starting lineup today, and I ask myself, how can you not see the danger of losing? Because every time Coach Miguel Cardoso loses, the fans are on his back, they want him out, and then he takes a risk tonight. He plays Onyango in goals, Divine Lunga on the left, on the right, Tapelo Morena, central, Kulumani Mdamane. He's playing him with Ukik and Johannes. Those are strangers, players who have not played together in a very long time or have never played together as that combination. And then you go to midfield and you go up front. All of a sudden, Ikram Reinas is called back to the team. I think for me, Coach Miguel Cardoso is like a dead man walking. I think that he understands that his days are numbered. Because if, for example, what I'm saying is that any other coach would have been in a situation where abalandela basamfuni, every time a loser, lo mqeqeshi lo would make sure every match that he plays his best team. And he's saving his job. If you think about the game against the Orbit College, for example, it was again the same thing. He takes a gamble with the Tatu Sibia. It works out because of Mwenya Chibwe, the goalkeeper where Orbit College makes a mistake, and that opens up the floodgates for his Sundowns. That would have been a draw. Even tonight could almost have been a draw. For me, he looks like someone who knows his days are numbered. He's not deaf. He can hear that people don't want him. Sundowns released a statement this morning to say that they are asking people to please don't throw stones at coaches, leave Flemingberg alone, stuff like that. But I think Miguel Cardoso knows, he understands that my days are numbered here. I don't know why he's not picking his best team.
Tell me, Mr Nkewu, yazi le point uzanayo ndiyayiva, and I respect it, but there's something in me mhlawumbe ethi Coach Miguel Cardoso, even though we're under pressure, he came with this lineup namhlanje.
Sure.
Don't you think mhlawumbe ukuthi, because in my own view, in my own opinion, I don't think, I'm making an example, I don't know his salary. Let's say Miguel Cardoso earns 500,000 a month. I'm just making a typical example. I don't think he will risk that salary ukuthi axothwe iSundowns by feeling that team. Don't you think mhlawumbe there is mhlawumbe a possibility ukuthi management ithe no, relax. You will finish this season, relax, don't mind the noise outside, don't mind everything. Don't you think mhlawumbe lo nto ukuthi afield la line up namhlanje, it was not convincing to
I see your point of view, Shane.
Yeah.
So with managers in football, they get rewarded for failing. Every manager who does not do what they were supposed to do, win the Champions League, when they get fired, they get a lump sum. So it is possible that he understands and he accepts his fate. I have never seen, in all my days of watching football, a manager who, when his job is on the line, he picks players who have not played in 3 months, in 4 months, in 5 months. Normally, what those coaches, especially if they still want to keep their job, normally what they do is put the best foot forward. take Kurusho Mudau. I'm not telling him who to play.
Yeah.
I'm just analyzing the situation.
Yeah.
Take Kurusho Mudau, Obru Mutiba, all of the star players, the players that will almost guarantee him a win. Because if you think about the game against Orbit College and you think about tonight's game, think about Al Hilal game, the 2-2 draw, those games would have kept him out of his job. Those games. Orbit College, well deserved a draw until the mistake by the goalkeeper. Tonight, this was a drawn game until the substitutes came into the fore and helped the coach and save his job. I see what you're saying and I see your point, but I do think that managers, there's a point where someone is a dead man walking. They know as they go to training, the players know themselves as well that this guy is going to be fired very soon. Now, let me go to Coach Eric Tinkler and Sekhukhune. I was not impressed by the lack of application from Sekhukhune. I looked at them and I asked myself, okay, you are not always going to beat Mamelodi Sundowns, Sekhukhune. But I've seen you, Sekhukhune, this season. I think Munare scored a goal against Kaizer Chiefs. I think they beat Chiefs in one of those games. In one of the opening games, exactly. Yeah. And they beat Kaizer Chiefs and they were buzzing and they put their best foot forward. One of my concerns as well with Sekhukhune is that at the beginning of this game, and Ubobo mentions this, at the beginning of the season, Sekhukhune collected a lot of points in the first 5 matches and they were number 1. And we were discussing this with Ubobo and he kept on saying, no, they're holding the umbrella. Well done to them for being number 1, but they're not going to be there for a long time. One of the telltale signs about Sekhukhune and their decline is the fact that Upredli Grobler, who we were pushing to go to the African Cup of Nations, the last goal he scored was in October. The last goal he scored was in October.
Just a month before
it's November, December, the African Cup of Nations. It's January. He hasn't scored. And it's not his fault. If you see this game, you see that he is being asked to drop back. Ulanga, the wide forward attacker, is asked to drop back. All of them, they're supposed to join. Upiri, Umkize, Nomunar in the midfield. And everyone is supposed to defend. And that the goals that Grobler is not scoring is the effect is because of the effect of how all of a sudden Sekhukhune wants to play. Now, it's 3 matches that they've played. It's Stellenbosch, it's Orlando Pirates, it's Sundowns. Those are difficult fixtures. You will be scratching your head even before you started playing those games. But you're not helping yourself by allowing the game to be played in your own half. Most of this game was played in your own half. The Orlando Pirates game was played in their own half. And that is a problem. You are bound to concede.
And those are top 4 fixtures.
Definitely.
Top 4 fixtures.
Definitely.
I mean, you can check, for example, Tottenham, let's say top 4 is Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City. If any of those teams play each other, you won't see this kind of...
It was supposed to help you. I was thinking about the Man United fixture against the Arsenal this past weekend. I'm thinking, okay, although Man United are not the Man United, I think they are number 4, number 5. When they played against Arsenal, you were on the edge of your seat, thinking to yourself that these 2 teams want to kill each other. Now, number 1 and number 2 and number 3 was Sekhukhune, Sundowns, and Pirates. And we watched those 3 teams play together on Saturday and tonight, and there was nothing that suggested that those teams are number 1, 2, and 3. It was as if tonight Sundowns were number 1 and Sekhukhune were number 16. It was as if Pirates were number 4 because even they didn't have their best. Even you guys admitted that they only started playing after the 80th minute. It was as if Pirates were number 4 and Sekhukhune were number 16. Even Sundowns actually played like they were number 4 against a team that's number 16. And that speaks to the quality and the lack of quality in our league as well. Maybe one more point that I really want to make as well is at the worst of Mamelodi Sundowns, we are still seeing them at number 1.
At number 1.
At the worst of Sundowns, we are still seeing them top of the league. And we're seeing them at the worst. Forget about people who are obsessed with results. We watch matches for 2 hours and we sit here. We see this team and we're like, oh, we're not enjoying this. We are not enjoying this. And this is not about entertainment. It's just sitting there and seeing people not creating opportunities, not playing for one another, not circulating the ball enough and quickly enough, not dominating the game, but they still win and find themselves at the top. And Mamelodi Sundowns fans, honest and those who are dishonest, will be the first to tell you that this is no longer the same team. But we wake up tomorrow morning and they are number 1. And that's a concern.
In 1 minute, Uchas has just negative signal. Now tell me, Mr. Nkewu, Sundowns has won the league for the past 8 seasons. Pirates have been chasing them for the past 3 seasons. Although we can say the only season where Orlando Pirates are closer to winning it,
it's this one.
This season, Sugui.
Because the gaps has been like 20 points, 15 points, 10 points.
Yeah. Now tell me, if Sundowns, it happens, by win, by defender for the 9th time, umehluko ezawubangela ukuthi bayiwine for the ninth time izabe indoni will be the fact that ukuthi Sundowns knows how to grind results in games like this, and Orlando Pirates, when they are in this situation, Sundowns is find that they can't grind the results. What do you think will be the difference between Sundowns winning it this season and Orlando Pirates or Kaizer Chiefs not winning it this season? As well, this is one of the worst Sundowns teams in over the years.
I think it's a brilliant question. I would be bitterly disappointed if Sundowns, at their worst, goes on to win the league. I would be bitterly disappointed because it would be an indictment on the other teams.
Yeah.
It would say something about everyone else that Sundowns, at their worst, would still win the league. And this is a league that we're trying to promote to say we have three big teams. We have Chiefs, Pirates, and Sundowns as the big teams. Of course, Sundowns and Pirates being the best teams on the field of play. But at their worst, Mamelodi Sundowns still wins the league. To answer your question, it's a very good question, actually. Yes, there's something called conventional wisdom in football, something that everyone else thinks. And the conventional wisdom will be that Sundowns have the squad and the experience to win the league, and hence they won the league. But I think that what are they doing in recruitment? That's why we congratulate Orlando Pirates. What they did in January, what they did in August, at the beginning of the season, the recruitment, the parting your ways with your own money to show the intent to go to siyayifuna lento. And then factors can converge, like maybe ucoach wakho sayiqala lento zanga wayewina league up the Slamwadu. Maybe ababadlali baninzi bayaqala udlala kunye kule season. Maybe that could be one of the factors as well. But you can never blame Pirates for not trying because they are giving it their best shot and they even have 2 games in hand. If they win, they will be number 1 in the log. Where we should look is the rest of the league. The fact that everyone, Amazulu won this past weekend and they jumped to number 3. Tomorrow, if Chiefs win, they jump back to number 3 or number 2 or something like that. So everyone is replacing everyone. There's an up and down there that's happening that reveals when we don't have strong teams when you minus Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns. But I will have to say again, and I repeat it, I would be bitterly disappointed that at the worst that we are seeing Sundowns, they still win the league.
Mr. Nkewu, thank you so much for your analysis. An unusual interview when Ndima Etangwake Ndimi interview. I remember my first interview up at iDiskiTV.
I interviewed you as well at Sokoladuma. Your first job interview at Sokoladuma, it was me interviewing you.
Yes.
That was maybe, 8 or 9 years ago now.
Yeah,
2018, I was not as fat as this, and you were not as fat as that. We were much better looking than what we look now. Yeah, we want to too.
But okay, let's wrap it up. Sundowns to Sekhukhune nil. Uba udla ngokuthi no, ilungise. Sekhukhune nil. Mamelodi Sundowns to Peter Mokaba Stadium. Thank you so much for watching iDiskiTV.
All abafethu, this is Junior Kanye. Please subscribe to iDiskiTV.
This is Bongane Benedict Villagazi, they call me so. Niyazi bafethu, amakhosi for life, they are back in winning ways. Please, subscribe to iDiskiTV.